Why is there something of African in everything that exists and that have life and breath? That is the question. This is the reality. This is our story. This is our history as the melanated people. I want you to leave your comments there while this video progresses. I want you to give this video a thumbs up because I'm always forgetting doing all this. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments there, what you think, and share our videos to your loved ones. Do not forget, share, share, share. The knowledge had to be spread. Do not be stingy with your knowledge. Share it to your loved ones, your friends and families, your majesties. Why is there an African DNA in all the creatures, the creator things around the world? We've talked about how the black man is the first on earth, and it is from the black man that every other being existed, live, move, and have life. It's not racism, it's education. We're educating ourselves here to the truth and the reality. Okay? That's why every being on earth has something of Africans. Even though Europeans that hate Africans so much, the white Americans that hate Africans so much, they have African DNA in them a little bit.
Dear Africans, dear black people, you perish because you lack knowledge and understanding. My people perish because they lack knowledge and understanding. Ye are gods. You are gods, but you don't know, so you perish. Check the Caucasian DNA. You will see an African gene in the Caucasian DNA. Check the Arabs. You will see an African gene in the Arab DNA. Check the Asians, the Chinese, the Indians. You will see an African gene in their DNA. Check the Mongolians. You will see an African gene in their DNA. Check the Native Americans. You will see an African gene in their DNA. Check the Latinos, the Mamacitas. You will see an African gene in their DNA. What does that tell you? You are the prototype. Ye are gods, but you will die as men because you lack understanding and ignorant. When an African shows up at your borders, don't delay him. Roll out the red carpet. Made it known to the press that a God is coming to town because we are gods. Without me, there is no you because I'm in you. Without you, I continue to exist. You have me inside of you, but you can never find you inside of me. I'm the prototype. Africans are the prototype. Let's cut this bullshit. We are the prototypes. You claim to be a racist, but when you check your DNA, you find a black man inside of you, but you can never find a Caucasian inside of me. You can never find an Asian inside of me. You can never find a Mongolian. You can never find an Arab. You can never find an Indian inside of me, but you can find me inside of an Indian, inside of a Mongolian, inside of a Roman, inside of a Persian, inside of every human to have ever existed. But you can never find them inside of me. We are the prototypes. Africa, the motherland.
Mama, I'm becoming emotional. Don't mind me. When Africa is called the mother, this is what we talk about. It's not like someone just sit down and just say, okay, let's be calling Africa the motherland. When Africa is called the mother, she gave birth to every being that exists on planet Earth. It is because she exists that the world exists. When Africa is no more, the world would never survive. But Africa will survive without other parts of the world. This is what we are saying. And that is why when you go through, there is a book called The Men Who Stole Africa. It's like I've done a video about that, or maybe I've not. Maybe I'm going to do that. The Men Who Stole Africa, the Dictator Land. In the introduction of that book, I'm going to leave it on the screen for you to see. It states that, follow me as we go through this, okay? Now it says that the scattering of mankind to every corner of the earth began relatively recently, just 70,000 years ago. One group crossed what is now the Bab el Mandeb, straits the pinch point between East Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. This is exactly what Dr. Kihura Nkuba keep elaborating on. Sculling across the shallow seas on rafts secured by vines. Others headed north. So life started and went out during the Great Migration, which we will keep elaborating more as we read through this book. Life started from Africa and went out, and people went different paths, seeking for where will be better because of something that happened. When you read through this book, you understand. To milder and more fertile climes. When they found their route blocked by the Mediterranean Sea, they were forced across the Sinai into the Middle East and then spread into the tropics of Central Asia. Others edged closer to the ice and the snowy wilderness of the north, finally pushing over the top of the world from the East Asian Arctic to the Americas. Life started from here. Our ancestors moved from here to the Americas. So that is also elaborating more that it's not just slave trade that took Africans to America. Our ancestors had already migrated over 70,000 years ago. I hope y'all are understanding this. Go and read this book, The Men Who Stole Africa, The Dictatorland. Read this book. Okay, but this is the key now. But wherever mankind traveled and prospered, nothing would match the natural riches that they had left behind in Africa. I'm going to say that again. But wherever mankind, man and its kind, traveled and prospered across Africa, from Africa, nothing would match the natural riches. Wherever man went to, after they left the motherland, nothing would match the natural riches that they had left in Africa. Do you understand now? Because we are the prototype. However man moved away, wherever man went to after they left the motherland, there is no place that could be compared to the motherland. This is the reason why Europe and America always have an attachment to the continent. Because there is no way man will live completely as man without connecting to the motherland. There is no way. They need the motherland to live, to exist and grow. That is why we have everything flowing here. But the mainstream media want to tell you that Africa is poor. Africa is not poor, will never be poor. Because the moment Africa goes poor, the world becomes poor. You understand me? Does it not surprise you? The more Africa have been plundered all ages past, the more Africa's wealth keep growing. Today they've discovered this, tomorrow they discover that. Because Africa will never run dry. This is the origin of life. So the moment Africa runs dry, the moment Africa becomes poor, the world becomes poor. Europe and America are rich today because Africa is rich. You understand? These are facts. These are facts. You don't have to, whether you accept it or not, it doesn't need your permission to be true. The truth does not need anyone's permission to be true. Okay? These are facts. We don't need the war to survive. Because before they existed, we existed, lived our life. But they need us. Because they came to be because we were. If we were not existing, they wouldn't have existed. Everything living and breathing in the world, They are living and breathing because they have Africa in them. It's high time this is pointed out, because enough of the insults on the melanated people, enough of the insults on the African people. Today you hear this, tomorrow you hear that. You get some of these uninformed kids on TikTok, on YouTube, saying things that they don't even understand. They put a mic on their faces. Oh, what is the poorest country in the world? They say Africa. Do you know what Africa is? You open your mouth to call Africa poor and wretched. Do you know what Africa is? Africa is what gave you life. Without Africa, you would not exist. What is the poorest country in the world? They say Africa. Is Africa only a single? Africa is a continent. Africa is bigger than Europe. Africa is bigger than America. Prior to colonization, we were living as kingdoms, not as segregated countries with borders like Europe and America have turned us into today. Okay? These are facts. These are truths. You don't need anything to come explain this to you. Africa is the motherland, Al-Cable land, the Garden of Eden, where life originated from. It's not a coincidence that all these names are given, all these titles are given to the motherland. It's not coincidence. And I tell you, we have to protect our homes. Okay? Our DNA is the DNA of the earth. You get that? We are one with nature. We are one with the earth. And we have to realize this quickly enough. We have to realize this as soon as possible to get hold of who we are again and become one. Remember the divine unity. We talked a lot about who we are as the melanated people here. I've had videos about this explaining to us who we are, how powerful we are. Even when the world wants to make you feel like you amount to nothing, you're useless. And then at this stage and time, a lot of us have lost hope in who we are. Because, oh, if we are so powerful, if we are this, why are we being defeated in this world today? We allow this upon ourselves. It's high time we begin to accept our mistakes and our faults. We allow this upon ourselves. And then we brought the enemy in. We taught the enemy how to eat, how to bathe, how to sit, how to talk. And now they are telling us how to work. These are the same people we taught how to do all these things. Okay, we allow the enemy to rob us of our rights as a people. Leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, and I will see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always your majesties. Bye for now.